and good afternoon. How are you doing? It is a wonderful day here in Osogbo, Osun State, and welcome to Ajwire.com, the NYC program where we bring you news concerning the scheme and where we also discuss interesting topics. I am Precious Ahmed, your host, and in today's program we will be talking about fear among young people. Now we know that fear is like a natural phenomenon. Everybody is always scared, whether you are old, you are young. But the funniest part about fear is that it is majorly common amongst young people. And do you know why? Young people are always scared about the future, about making money, and for the ladies, about getting married, either getting married at an old age or marrying the wrong person and the likes. So today we'll be talking about how to handle fear. How do young people handle fear? But before we go into that discussion, Ajwire News will be coming up. Don't go nowhere, stay tuned. This is Ajwire News. I am Edidion Uko. Before the news, first the headline. NYSC Osun State Coordinator visits FRSC and Federal Fire Service. 6 more collaborative efforts. Now the news in details. The State Coordinator NYSC Osun State, Mrs. Olayinka Abdulwahab, has appreciated the Osun Sector Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps for the uncommon but good treatment it doles out to Corps members serving it. She made this known during her courtesy call to the Sector Command Federal Road Safety Corps, Osun State, CC Paul Okwe, on Wednesday. Abdulwahab, on behalf of the Director General NYSC, thanked the command for its continued support, particularly in respect of its close association and rapport with the Road Safety Corps CDS group. Furthermore, Abdulwahab emphasized the importance of the scheme as a veritable tool for imbibing discipline and skills in the majority of youth and called for more support to overcome its challenges. In his response, the sector commander CC Paul Okwe emphasized his strong advocacy for the continuation of the scheme as a basis of national unity for the Nigerian people. Speaking further, he called on the scheme's management to fine-tune its processes and policies in order to accommodate new innovations, suit evolving times, and stay relevant in the society. The state coordinator, Mrs. Abdulwahab Olayinka, also visited the Osun Zonal Command of the Federal Fire Service to show appreciation for the command's activeness in facilitating the success of the scheme's objectives, especially during the orientation course. Abdulwahab emphasized how thankful the state arm of the scheme is for the command's continuous cooperation, particularly in respect to its eagerness when invited to come train Corps members during orientation programs. Furthermore, she was full of commendation for the dedication demonstrated from time to time by the officers deployed by the command during orientation programs, attributing the good work ethics to the zonal commander. In his remarks, the zonal commander ACGF Daramola C. Taiwo restated the agency's readiness to render whatever assistance reasonably possible to the scheme in line with the long-standing pact between the two agencies. He emphasized the need for every human, educated or illiterate, to be fire compliant and reasonably informed as to firefighting and safety practices, as fire is no respecter of degree or pedigree. That has been Ajwire News. Thank you for listening. Do join us same time next week. Hello and welcome back from that short news. Thank you, Mr. Didion. Now, before we went on that short break, I said we'll be talking about fear among young people. And to do that, I have a young man with me in the studio. He's also a core member like myself, and he'll be telling us about how to handle youth, how to handle fear. Since he's a young person, so definitely he should know what to do so that you will handle fear. Now, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, ma. Thank you so much.
So can you briefly introduce yourself?
All right, my name is Abasia Kemer Etin. All right, I'm from Akwa Ibom State by the grace of God. I'm serving in Osun State here, and it's really a very nice place. All right, so the people are very accommodating. Thank you so much.
Kudos to Osun State. Everybody's accommodating. Now we're talking about fear.
Yeah.
What exactly is fear?
Okay. To many young people, because we're concentrating on young people,
yes,
fear means a lot of things, right?
Okay.
So specifically, let's talk about bringing it down to our country in Nigeria.
Okay.
The average young person in Nigeria is living in fear, right? Because of the nature of things. Unfortunately, we find ourselves in this nature. But fear can make young people limit themselves. So you can say that fear is a feeling of anxiety. It's a feeling of uncertainty. It's part of our emotions. When someone is not aware, is not aware of what the future is bringing for him, or because of past experiences, or because of uncertainty or fear.
So it is an anxiety.
Yeah.
It's also an emotional feeling.
Yes, of course it is.
So now, what causes fear, especially among young people?
All right. So it's a lot of things can cause fear. All right. So let's take for instance our setting here. We find ourselves in Nigeria here.
Okay.
Like the average young person is afraid of making it.
Okay.
Like there is this anxiety like, oh, will I make it?
Will I not make it?
Will I not make it? All right, there is this agitation for, will I be able to reach my goal? Can I succeed in life or not? And when we secondary school, then when school is about to resume, there is this fear. Oh, will I succeed this semester?
It's a new class.
Exactly. There is a causes of fear, like uncertain circumstances, the future. That's one causes of fear. Number 2, peer pressure. Take for instance, as you are in school, when we were in university back then, you see people that are against your belief systems, people that are fighting against your own radical belief systems, people that have radical belief systems, and they come threatening you. You become afraid. You understand? Yes. Another thing is events. Let's take for instance, there are things objects that are very dangerous to us. Yes. Like some people are afraid of heights. Yeah. Some people are afraid of animals. Some people are afraid of how do they call it now? Of spider snakes, right? Some people are afraid of flying, like going on the air. So these are other things, and also all the cause of fear is loss or event that happened in the past. Maybe someone when he was younger, he lost a mom, He lost a dad. He lost a loved one. So he's afraid of losing someone else. So that emotion remains in him. So when he comes in contact with another person he loves or she loves, that is in that situation, that fear rises again because of what has happened in the past. So those are the few causes of fear.
So that means a lot of things cause fear. Okay, now I want to take this to make it personal.
Okay.
Have you experienced fear?
Of course. My experience of fear is not a story I like to tell on a regular basis. Every one of us has one experience of fear. When I was in secondary school, all right, I was afraid of going out in the night. I had the fear of the dark.
Yes.
It limited me. I don't understand it. But I didn't once it's night time, once I'm on my bed, anything that wakes me up in the night, I remain on my bed. I was so afraid of going out in the night. And I all right, so but I literally I don't used to go out tonight, so I had this fear of the dark and it limited me. So but what happened was that one day when I was at home, my parents had to help me overcome that fear because it was causing me to develop a low self-esteem because of the condition I was in at that time. In the night, you want to go ease yourself, but you cannot ease yourself. You just stay there because of that fear and you mess up the whole place. So they had to help me overcome that. So they brought a situation where I had to face the fear. Okay, when I entered secondary school that night, what happened? The first night, so when that unpleasant situation happened, it was one of my seniors that took me out in the night.
Wow.
He took me out in the night. He walked with me the first time, the second time, the third time, and by the time I realized that there's nothing out there in the dark hole. It's just your mindset. And I faced that fear. I was able to overcome that challenge. And once I was able to face that fear, that challenge stopped immediately. Right? So because it was just limiting me to myself, and I wasn't able to overcome that particular challenge because of what I was afraid of. So even back at home, my parents had to help me to stay late at night. You will stay till late in the night awake. What you do just in the dark, just to be conscious of your mindset. You can overcome that fear. So that's one of the little experience I had with fear.
Yes, I think I also have an experience similar to that.
Okay.
While I was still growing, I hated the dark. And my mom, I think she noticed this. So anytime she wants to send me on an errand, she say, "Okay, go inside." And I'm like, "There's no light." She was okay. Take this. I said, "I want this small torch. I want a bigger light. There's no masquerade anywhere. Just go and get it." So I think she understood that, okay, this is what I was going through. So she made sure that she was always sending me on an errand at night. Go and get it. Go and get it. And gradually I realized that there's nothing there. There's nothing in that dark. It's just my mindset. And I think maybe because of what I watched during the day, the cartoons of African magic, spirits here and there. So I begin to imagine things that, okay, maybe I'm going to see one of those spirits in the dark, but I realized that it's nothing. Fear is just like a bondage.
Fear is bondage.
Yes, you become
it makes you a slave.
Exactly, that's the word. Yes, you become a slave. You see a matured person, like a matured man, a matured woman. They are scared.
Of course.
Like they can't do anything because they are afraid.
Yes, and it makes you limit yourself. Like when you are faced with a situation where you are able to handle it because of what has happened in the past. Okay, for example, a young person faced a situation of where he's supposed to wash plates.
Yes.
Because in the past he had broken many plates. Right?
Yeah.
That used to happen when I was younger. So you don't want to wash plates again because if plate was breaking my hand down. So it makes you limit yourself. It's not allowing you to rise above the current situation and be in control of that situation. So it makes you limit yourself and limit the potentials that have been in you. And even some people are afraid of speaking, in public. But you find that when a person is back at home, he expresses himself. But when it comes to the public, he goes into his shell. It limits. That's what fear does. Fear limits your potential.
Yes. Now I think I was also a victim of that not talking too. Because when I was growing up, I was always this gentle girl. I don't talk. I was always keeping to myself and everything. It was my Sunday school teacher that helped me. Whenever he's asking question in class, everybody is answering, but Precious will never say anything. So there was a particular Sunday, he said, "Nobody's going to answer this question. Precious, stand up and talk." I was shaking, and at the end of the day, I answered it correctly.
Exactly.
And he said, "So you know this thing? Why don't you why are you not talking?" So since then, every Sunday was always Precious, stand up, answer this, Precious, do this. And with that, I realized that nobody will beat me, even if I say anything, if I say rubbish. I will learn from it, and maybe next time I won't say such a thing again. Now you made mention of your mom, and let's say your senior in school helped you. Now, what other ways can people handle fear?
Fear. Fear. You face your fear.
We don't want to
learn because we have social media on our hands, but the reality is that you can't know everything.
True.
There's a saying that our elders used to say. He said, "What the young man mentor? A mentor is someone that he has been on the path of choice, the path of destiny you're choosing, and has passed through that phase and has overcome that phase. So find someone that will help you build your confidence." So that's I believe that's general advice I can give to any young person out there. Don't do it alone. Don't do it. You cannot do it alone. You need someone to guide you, to help the potentials that are in you that you may not be able to see, and it will help you rise above that situation.
Wow. Wow. It has been an enlightening and exciting moment. Thank you so much,
You're
Mr.
welcome. You're welcome.
Now you've heard it all. Fear is the darkness. It leaves you in the dark and you remain a slave. One thing about fear is that it limits you. And another thing you should also know is that there is no phase in life without fear. Like, there is nothing you will go through without experiencing fear. But it is up to you to either remain a slave to that fear or you overcome it. So stand up from whatever fear you are and carry or put on the garment of boldness. And because with confidence, you can enter anywhere, you can do whatever, you can achieve whatever you want to. That's so exciting. Thank you once again.
You're welcome.
I will not end this program today without thanking the Osun State Broadcasting Corporation and also the editorial board. You guys are so amazing. And to my viewers at home and those always streaming live on YouTube, I love you guys. Thank you. Without you, there'll be no Ajuwaya. Do join me next week, same time, same station. I remain your host, Precious Ahmed. Bye for now. Do have a lovely Thursday.